stop that some of you would be devoured by the beast. There's a monster that lives in the Highlands of Scotland called a Kelpie. Nobody knows what it looks like because it only takes its true form underneath the water. I reckon there's about 10, maybe 15 Kelpies in Loch there. Very brave children would ask their parents to tell them stories about the Kelpie. Mummy, what do you want? Can you tell me a story about the Kelpie, Mummy? I'm too tired, ask your father. Daddy, can you tell me a story about the Kelpie, Daddy? Look, son, you're 18. Go to sleep, for God's sake. Daddy. Alright, I'll tell you. The Kelpie lives in the Lochs of the Highlands. Nobody knows what it really looks like because it only takes its true form underneath the water. But late at night or early in the morning when it's still dark, the Kelpie drags itself onto the banks of the loch. And it does something very peculiar. As if that wasn't peculiar enough. It cracks all the bones in its body. It turns itself into a beautiful horse. I'm talking black beauty kind of beautiful. And then it waits. Maybe for an hour, maybe for a year. They're very patient beasts. Until maybe a busload of German, Polish, Floridian, Californian, Oregon tapas drops by. Or a Highlander will come down to the edge of the water to bathe or look at his reflection. Maybe a Highlander called, I don't know, Dennis. And this Highlander might look at this beautiful horse and say, "Oh, look at that beautiful horse." You might say it's got very nice ears and a lovely tail. "Oh, it's got very nice ears and a lovely tail." Then the Highlander might have an idea. "Oh, I've had an idea." He might decide that he's going to get onto the back of the horse. "I'm going to get..." Hang on a second. What's that bloody annoying voice that keeps narrating everything that I'm doing? He then ignores it. It's back again. He eventually decides to ignore the voice that is narrating everything. I'm just going to ignore that voice that's narrating everything that I'm doing. And he decides to get onto the back of the horse. Oh, he's very happy at first. But then he realizes something very unusual is happening. Oh, something very unusual is happening. He finds that he is stuck to the back of the horse. He cannot remove himself from the back of the... Oh no! He realizes his mistake. I've realized my mistake! It's a Kelpie! But it's too late, my friends. The Kelpie has its prey. It gallops down to the edge of the water and leaps in, taking the Highlander deep, deep down to the dark depths of the loch. At the bottom, the Kelpie takes back its true form. And the Highlander would be screaming, of course. It eats the Highlander. It's eating me alive! It eats the Highlander alive. There's only one thing the Kelpie doesn't eat, and that is the Highlander's liver. I don't know how they knew about this in the olden days. I read about it in National Geographic last week. But maybe they used to walk by the side of the loch and say, "Oh, look, what's that? That looks like a liver. That looks like Dennis's liver. Oh, he must have been eaten by a Kelpie. Oh well, let's take it home and have an early lunch. I think I've got some fava beans and some Chianti back in the croft."